incredible. All right, I think we got everything going here. Anyway, hello. Wow, that's unusual. Let's see if I can make that disappear. There we go. Well, it made it disappear a little bit. I've changed my lighting or my camera situation up there, up on top. I'll put it this way, right up there. All right, the camera is now facing essentially toward me. All right, so I reversed the camera, physically moved it. So instead of it being pretty much where you see this, all right, the camera's pretty much right here. All right, okay. We got sap green, light blue, and titanium white as of right now. We've been dealing with a lot of that atmospheric stuff. I still got some of that left in me to do. Hey, Sonia. So we're going to mess around with that a little bit. As you can see, got a nice little white line going across 12 by 16 inch watercolor paper. Yes, still watercolor paper. I got like one more sheet of this left, then I'm gonna stick to canvas boards after that. All right, I've coated the paper with light blue, which is what you see down here, and white. I sprayed it with water and just painted it real good, let it totally dry. If you use watercolor paper and you tape it and you put the paint on it, it's going to pull and bow and bend and everything. Then as it dries, it goes back to its original flat form. All right, so I just took a large piece of watercolor paper, folded it, spray glued it, and this is what you have. All right, okie dokie. So what's going on, Billy? You spent 35 minutes scratching old paint off of your palette. If you use rubbing alcohol and let it sit on that old paint, and you take a metal scraping paint scraper or a metal palette knife, it'll come right off. It'll peel right off. Or if you get it to start, you can just take your fingers and just peel it right off, because your spray paint is acrylic paint. So rubbing alcohol will eat it up and take it right off, no problem. Okay, I got a brush that I've cut and beat down and everything. We're going to use this for the faraway islands and stuff. We're going to do about 3 of them, 3 islands maybe. It's all in positioning, so we're going to put one here. We're going to put one coming off this page here, a little bit lower on the horizon line, and then it'll be another one around here. I might put some sand here and have it go off into the water. I might put it like a cresting wave in here, or some kind of little island thing, but still dealing with atmospheric perspective. All right, okie dokie. Hey Madonna, how you doing? Hey Maria, greetings. How are you? Good to see you. So we're gonna get this moving right along. All right, so in doing the island, I think you should be able to see it if I use this pen or this let me put the water right about here. If you you should be able to see it. I just get a little bit of water, and this is titanium white. All right, I'll sketch out where I want like this island to be. It will be on the horizon. It kind of comes up. You might not see this. You might not see this too well, but it'll be somewhere around there. You're not going to see it. I could probably just use green instead. Let me just use green instead. You guys should be able to see the well, I really don't want to use the green. I'll use the green and white. I'll use enough of the paint maybe to cover this up. I want you to see where I'm going to place everything. So got to try to use a color that I know I can cover up. Yeah, that's good. You guys will be able to see that. It's just me sketching it out real fast. Right there. Okay, we got one island. Pretty much there. Okay. Get some more water along with this paint. We'll show you where the other island's going to be, more or less. On the other island, it can sit higher or sit lower. It doesn't matter because it's larger. But I'll have it come right off the page here, like this. Get a little dip, come down. Like, oh, right about in here. Something like that. And then pretty much straight-ish line after that. Go right up around in there like that. All right. All right. After that, like I say, I'll put sand or something maybe around in here. We can do fog and whatnot. Like I say, this is just getting it together. I'm gonna leave a little bit of that horizon right in there. All right. Okay. Okie dokie. Oh man, I just tagged myself with that. Didn't want to do that. I gotta get used to the new orientation of the camera. Just be careful where I set stuff. I had to move my brushes way over there on the other side. Okay. Hopefully that'll prevent everything from spilling over. So let's get with this fella first. I'll use a little bit of titanium white with the sky blue because I want this island to be kind of washed out back there. So I'll just kind of get a little bit of the sky blue and some white and really lighten it up here. I don't know if this brush is gonna do the trick. It's not giving me really what I want, so I might not be able to do it. But I can just use it just to fill all of this in, and I'll do that at least. Come up above. I really just want a general shape of this guy. I might have to lighten it just a little bit more because it's still appearing to be a little lighter than, or a little darker than the background sky. I want it to be a little lighter, give it a little slightly washed out look. So I'll be brightening this, something like that. And plus you can still see a little bit of that green going through it, but that's okay. And I want to get some of this paint off the brush, so kind of dual purpose right now. So I'll just use up this stuff here and just fill it all in. This is going to be lighter. This type of painting is not terribly difficult to do. I probably won't even go all the way down because it's going to be fogged out down here. Okay, I'll rinse this off. It's not giving me really the kind of stuff I want right now. I probably have to beat this brush down a little bit more or give it another crew cut to where it splays out. So I'll be doing more operations on that brush a little bit later. Let's go with, I'll go with one of these. This one will work. We're going to lighten that even more. So I'm going to really go in with the white. A little touch of that sky blue in there. We'll use this. And the only medium I'm going to use really is water. This should give me the look I'm looking for. I can probably bring it in a little bit. So to show you guys exactly what's going on here with that fellow. Pop the focus on. All right. And really kind of pop it in there like that. Now that's kind of what I want. it looks like faraway trees and stuff going on there with it. Doesn't have to be extremely detailed. All right. And I'm using really the titanium white in that blue. Serve a double purpose. One, to give me a nice little tree shapes, and two is to hide that green line I just put up on there. Try to get rid of that line, more or less. But kind of have it staggery looking, so it looks like far away trees. Bring it up around in there. Once again, it's kind of try to hide that green line a little bit there. And bring some of that down here. Particularly down below where I'm going to have some fog and stuff going on here. You would figure I would do the water first. Nah, not really. Something like that back there. And we're gonna, like I said, a lot of mist and stuff is gonna go happen up around in that area. I'll pop some interesting looking little trees, different heights and whatnot in there. And remember, as it dries, it gets darker, so don't fret about that. BC Treasure, hello. Thank you. Hey, what's going on, Bruce? I see you. We're still playing around with that atmospheric stuff. Okay. So that fella pretty much in the background, in the back. Don't worry about him. Okay. I'm going to be doing this part of the island next, but we're gonna really cover him. Let's go back a little bit here. Let's go back at the full frame for 1 second. We're going to take care of the water first. All right. I got a large beach towel on my lap, so when I clean the brush, if I rub it across the rack a little bit, depending on the size of the brush, then I'll clean it real fast. And, we keep it going. All right. For those of you who popped in here, this is a 12 by 16 inch watercolor paper, big pad, big sheet. I just folded it in half, spray glued it shut, and that's that. Taped it to the board, added white and sky blue, this blue. I sprayed the board with water, even out the water, and just put the paint over it. Let it bow and bend and do whatever it's gonna do. As it totally dries, it flattens right out. Okay, and gives you a nice little surface. I'm using water because it dries really fast. Okay, so some of you don't have glycerin, can't get a hold of glycerin or whatever. For medium, so I'm doing like a series of paintings just using paint and water. Okay. All right, Our Hearts with Arts. How you doing? Arabella. Welcome. Good to see you. Okay, let's deal with this water. We'll just kind of sort of block it in a little bit, all right? But before I kind of do that, let's play with a little bit of, before I go into that, let's play with a little bit. I'll bring it out here. A little bit of dark brown and a slight touch of yellow ochre. We'll put some sandy beach in there, kind of fading into the water a little bit maybe. So we'll just deal with those two colors there. All right. Now, because I've already put hold on for a second. Hold on, guys. Since I've already put a coat of paint on this, okay, when I use the water for it, all right, all depends on the temperature of your room. You may have to work a little briskly, all right. And I'm just really gonna soak. The paint flows and it blends nice. Also, you add the water onto the watercolor paper. All right, because remember, I'm substituting. Hold on, guys. Someone's getting a brush on my recommendation, and they're not really that versed in getting the different types. I can't stand it when I type something and I type the wrong word. And as I'm typing, of course, the water dries. But you know what? I mean, that's the life of a instructor, I guess. So what I'll do is I'll go heavier with the water. Just let it pour down a little bit. Like that. All right. Let's use, since I don't have, actually I wasn't going to do the water first, but I get sidetracked easily. As you can see, it's okay. It's all right. Go a little bit of the dark brown down here. Right down to its edge. She doesn't know I'm live, so, but it's okay. It's all right. We'll work with it. I'll work with it. And a little bit of yellow ochre above it, just like that. Then I'll bring it in here, get a nice little fade going. Okay. All right. Right. Now I just got water. I didn't totally get rid of all the water off the brush, but it gives me a nice little fade right off the top here. See? Just fade it. You got a short window to get away with this. Okay. Short window to kind of fade that like that. All right. All right. No. I'm gonna have to send her a picture. Hold on, guys. Let me turn this picture around. Where is my brush? I have to show her exactly. She has to see how thin this brush is. I have to send her another picture. There, she'll get the hint. All right, the water. You know what? Well, I'll get a little dot of blue here. I'll put it right here. Once again, I changed the orientation of the camera. The camera physically is near me. Okay. That way I can put the paint up here and you guys can actually see the color of the paint. Okay. Let's get a little bit of blue. this yellow, or yellow, good lord, the sky blue color. I'm gonna get a little bit of water, put it in here. All right, we'll go from up top here. Do it as thin as you can, as even as you can up top here. Yes, I'm going right across that island. It's all right. It's all right if you go across your island. Paint right through that guy. It's okay. Get some more water, a little more water than I normally would. Get some more of that sky blue color, put it in there, like so. I'm getting some more water so I can get this to blend a little bit. Now I'm gonna add the heavier paint. A little bit of blue, a little bit of that sky color. As long as it's wet, you can put it right across, like so. Okay. Especially up top here. I'll pull it down a little bit, get it gets even. Now a lot of this water edge is going to be covered by mist, but paint it like it's not going to be covered by anything. All right, we're going to rub right across, straight, like so. Now I'll just get a little bit of white, and we'll put the white, right up around in here somewhere like this. And just gently back and forth there. Drag that out and back and forth. You're not necessarily going to ruin anything. Just back and forth, just like so. As we get up into this area, don't worry. You'll see in a sec. Not as difficult as you think. It's more of a timing thing, okay? Because you're using water. Water evaporates. And of course, the acrylic paint will evaporate quickly. All right, the same thing. You got a short window to fade this stuff down here. Back and forth. Just keep fading it. Now there's gonna be a wave rolling around in here, so I'm not gonna be really too concerned. Go back into my colors. Quick here. So when you're dealing with water, pop a little bit of titanium white in it. Gives it the opaque that you might need. And you can just keep playing around with it. All right. Alrighty then. I think that's it. Let me turn it. Okay. Turn to the all right. See what we got going on here. All right. Now, can you see now how much this island has now been pushed back because of the darkness of the water there? Okay. I'm going to get a little bit of this light blue and white mix. Get a little bit of water. Ugh. All right. She's not understanding me. She turned it to the side, but I need a flat view of it. I'm getting the part here a little bit lighter. Then I get a little bit of water. I'll smooth all that out there. A lot of it's repetitive. Going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Okay. She's not understanding. It's easier for me to talk. Let me see the flat view of that package. Okay. But mostly like that. Okay. There you go. Yes. Those are it. My brother just contacted me. Yep, this is why I do it late at night, guys. But it's all good. Come on, stop this. Then with my fumble thumbs. There we go. All right. All right. Now we'll move on. Okay. Let's work with the mist here. Let's clean this off real fast. Once again, it's a timing thing when you deal with water and acrylic. Because acrylic dries fast. The water will give you a little bit of leeway, but not as much as you think. Trust me. I'm going to go back to this brush. And this is nothing but a makeup brush. You get it at the big box store. Yep, those are the ones. It's the white ones, the white. My brother. No, I did not go out today. Freaking Android thing. Nope. Oops. Of course, it catches me saying freaking Android. No, I did not go out today. But I can take you when I get done with my live. Of course, it doesn't say live. It says life. Oh, boy. People wonder why I go out so late. This is why. It's not really an inconvenience. It's just a bad time for me to do the lives when I know that if I'm, I got the potential to be interrupted or anything, because they don't know because they don't watch. So, okay, out here, you're gonna slowly mist all of this once again. No medium. It's almost like a dry brush, and we come on very lightly. And now this is not total titanium white. All right, it's got a little bit of blue mixed in this. Okay, follow me. And we're gonna come on in, especially around the waterline area. Now, if you're doing this around the waterline area, keep the waterline area about as straight as you possibly can down there. Here you can kind of play around a little bit, all up in here. Okay, that's fine. Go up into the trees. But out here, try to keep it pretty straight. Tap a little bit of white going into a little bit of your blue. Okay, very light, very lightly. You're gonna obscure that water line there. Go up into your island a little bit there. All right, but very, very lightly. And as you start to see your brush getting the paint starting to leave the brush, then you kind of come down below the waterline there. And not entirely super white. Don't do that. You know. I'm gonna get some more. And I'm gonna bring some of that up around in here a little bit. A little more white. Because you got a short window for this to kind of mist it out a little. I'm gonna bring some of this titanium white. I know I just tagged my camera. That's why I stopped abruptly like I did. I'm gonna go right across the island a little bit like that. Cover some of that. Like I say, it's a lot of dry brushing. A lot of dry brushing. You guys can do it. Don't get nervous. You guys can do it. And it's just me filling in some areas. Now be careful with your titanium white because it is extremely opaque. Be careful. Just a little dab will do you type of thing. Once again, I want to obscure that horizon line back there a little bit. Rub it in there pretty good. And it does, it looks like little bits of mist and stuff happening there. Okay, now this will clean that off real fast. The island that's a little closer to us has a little more detail. We're gonna block that in. Let's use, now we'll block it in first. Let's use a little bit of sap green. We'll put the sap green up in here. A bit of titanium white in that sap green there. Go into your blue. We're gonna sketch this guy out a little bit. It's pretty much up here. We'll block it in. Just to show you where you got that little lump up there. Come down. Right around in here somewhere. Go straight across in here. Pretty much where that water line would be. Okay, let's move this over a little bit so you guys can see what I'm doing. Let's move it down right here. Okay, all right, and we just kind of have a little fun, just block it all in. This stage don't have to be super pretty, no need. Go in here, get some more green, get some more of that blue, pop it in there, just a little touch of white. Okay. And we'll block all that in. We'll probably use the same brush to do the trees. But right now, a very simple concept, very simple painting. Once again, we're talking about atmosphere and all that good stuff. All right, let's go into what I don't have here. We'll move that white right about here. It's one of the good things about changing the camera view is that you guys can really see exactly what the heck I'm doing. We'll put it right up in here. We'll get that white up in there like that. And we'll pretty much kind of play around with the white and green a little bit here. You're going to get interesting little pockets of shrubs going on with this. Okay, particularly at the play around at the top a little. Okay, like that. And I'm gonna really mess with the top. Come down here a little. Now, the secret to doing this is leave pockets of dark in there. Don't try to cover everything. All right, it's gonna look like a little island with a bunch of trees just chilling out, hanging around saying hello. And really emphasize, you know, some of those guys at the top. Do them in a way where you see a little bit of sky popping through there. Vary your hand pressure. Okay. Come around. I'm turning my brush in all different angles. Some are a little higher, some are a little lower. Sometimes you can kind of push for a few if you want, up to you. I can feel the colors getting a little thick. I'll just dip my brush into a little bit of water. Now remember, if it seems a little too bright, it will darken up on you. Okay. Get interesting little groupings of color going through there. I'm gonna look at your chat in a few. This guy's a little closer to us, so you know you get to see a little bit more. Okay. Oh, the Soviet fella. I was just starting to get to know him. We're going to play with a little bit of brown and blue. Tap in some brown and some blue. Put it in there. A little more brown in that. Darken it up. A little more of that blue. That should make it. That should work. We'll come down below here by the water line, and we're going to add some deep pockets of dark in there. Okay, now you're giving your island some depth of color, especially around the edge. Okay, pop some of that in there a little. Come on in here, and you really, it's about all that depth down below, all in here. Come up here, pop some in there, get some dark pockets in there. Like so. You see how it's starting to look? Okay. we can use some of the same dark color and lightly, very lightly, like so. And right now I'm more or less marking where the dark pockets are, which is pretty much along the side here. Some of it kind of comes up like that. Talk about a very easy way to do reflections. This is it. Just mimic what you see up above, but instead of pouncing, you're going from left to right. Okay. Make it fairly dark. And left to right. All right. Let's take some green. I did not take the brown off the green at all. All right, so we got our green here, and we're gonna kind of play around in there, left to right. Coming off the page a little. Got a little peak there. Just keep playing with it. We know there's going to be a wave there, but it's all right. Act like there's not going to be one there. And you mimic what you're seeing down below. That's all you're doing, really, just mimicking what you're seeing. All right, that's all you're doing. Now look at this, check it out. You see how far back that is now? Okay. But there's going to be activity in this water. The water's not as calm as you see it now. Okay. Bruce done caught him one, huh? Okay. As I'm looking at things here, while I'm thinking about it, let's get a fan brush real fast here. I'll pick a tiny guy. And we'll go into our blue. We'll put it right here in this green. Go into our brown a little bit here. We need that a little darker than that. So we'll get a little tap of red, about that much. A little bit of red, pop it in there. And you keep mixing it. It gets really dark real fast. Just like that. A little thick, get a little water, thin it out a little. Okay, all right, down below here. Put it right there. Down in here, you gotta add some cute little pebbles and stuff like that. A little bit more water. Keep your brush pretty close to the canvas. You can control it a little bit better. The further you are away, and watch your fingernails so you don't get that. Just wipe it away, no big deal. Put some little dots above it. It's all right. It's okay. All right, let's clear that up. Take a little bit of white. We'll put it right around in here. Get a little bit of yellow ochre. Pop it in there like that. Get just off a little bit of water. A little more white. Brighten it up there. Come back. Put some lighter stuff in there. Need some more water. This is thicker paint. Bring it up somewhere up there toward the. Now I'm using water with this, no medium, because those little dots will dry up quite quickly. So we got little rocks and pebbles and little grains of stuff happening up around in here, just like that. You don't need really no more than that. All right, okay. Now what I'm about to do next is entirely up to you. This is your thing. You don't have to do what I'm about to do. It's, once again, entirely up to you. I think I'm gonna take an X-Acto knife and do this. All right, let's move it right about here. Okay, depending on how close you are, how detailed you want it, up to you. You just kind of scratch in a few little bits of love in there like that. You don't have to necessarily go straight to the bottom. You know, you can put them all up in here a little bit, make them a little crooked. Up to you. Okay, so we got little bits of trees and limbs in there. Pop them in there like that. Maybe you got some hanging out up here. Okay, have it go that way, have it go this way. Up to you. A little lower, a little higher. All right, you see what it's starting to look like. All right. Up to you if you want to do that. All right, you can bring them down here. Up to you if you want to do this. All right, if they're a little tilted in one way, you go in the other direction with it. Okay, up to you how you want to do this. I gotta move my head around so I can see it because it's a little bit reflective. Just like that. Okay. Once again, that's entirely up to you if you want to do that. If I show it up above there, you see what it starts to look like there. All right, entirely up to you if you want to go that route. It's your thing. Truly up to you. Let's get well, let's clean up some of this. That looks disturbing. I'm going to get a little bit of rubbing alcohol and pour it, well, pour it around in here. Now I'm painting on top of plastic. I got it is the glass palette. All right, but I got a you know, the canvas plastic that comes with the wrapped up, the cellophane. It's wrapped up. Oops, I just cut it right in half. I just split it. That's what happened. That's what you get when you see I just cut it open. See, that's my bad that I did that, but it's okay. That's all right, because I should have pulled it towards me than away from me. I should have came this way instead of going that way, but it's all right. It is okay. I'll get the red. I can always get some more red, so it's no big deal. But I'm just cleaning it up a little bit. Just getting rid of the excess stuff. No, I know I ripped it open and it's okay. No big deal with me ripping it open. It happens. It happens. And just wipe it off. Get rid of that. But it does clean right up. dip of water in it in there. Just wipe it away. Now, I put the plastic on there to prevent it from making a complete mess. I made a mess anyway because I rubbed it the wrong way. But that's all right. There we go. All right. So let's get some reflective things happening in there. So I just need a little bit of white. And we'll put it right about there. All right. We'll kind of get a little bit of something going on in there, just like that. Come on out here. Something like so. But I can take some of this and kind of have a little fun with it. Oh, I'll kind of pop in a couple of things going on in there like this. Little white heads happening there. Like that. Because you have a little activity going on with the water here. All up in there like that. Okay. Play around with some of it in here. Enjoying some of that. So I'm just getting some, once again, some activity going back there. Rougher water. So let it do its thing there. Okay. All right. Let us get. I use a flat brush because I kind of want to. First of all, you wet the brush. Never a thick, never a stiff brush there. We'll flesh out that rolling wave. The rolling wave can be, it can come in right about, let's have them roll in right about in here somewhere. Right about there. I'll block it in. So it's rolling in. It'd be about this size maybe. Okay. So we got one rolling in here. I told you it's going to cover up some of that island, but it's all right. The old roller is going to come rolling in from over there. Let's move this over. You guys can see the whole thing there. Okay. All right. Let's go. Let me lighten that up a little bit. Get a touch of water. And we'll lighten them up in here. And I'm just adding a little lightness to that where I want the wave to be. Right up in here. This is, it's like that crested wave that's kind of rolling in. The foam is more or less on the bottom, a little even. Not necessarily. There won't be any wave here. It's all on the bottom here. Okay, it's coming in. All right. Hey, Rob, what's going on, man? Did I ever sell the Monster Zero painting? Yeah, I did. Yeah. Yeah, that was gone. That was gone last year sometime. Guy wanted that one and he wanted a beach scene, so I sold one of the beach scenes. He wanted big ones, so Monster Zero was gone. And the beach scene with the orange and red, and it's the beach scene with the waterfall and the trees and stuff. Yeah, those two he wanted. So yeah, those are history. Okay, okay, let's play with some stuff back here because I still want activity going on back there. All right, now this brush does maintain a pretty decent edge, but it might be a little too wide. This is the filbert. This won't work at all. Let me use the 1/2" brush here. Loose up the bristles. There, this guy here. I think I had too much in the furrow, but it should still keep a pretty decent point. All right, let's go with a little darker blue. I'm gonna need more dark blue than this. I know I am. So I'm not even gonna play. And we're gonna play with some wave action back there. Okay. And right now I'm going to do the bottom part of the wave, which is darker because, you know, the waves cast the shadow. Okay. I'll do it in a way that anybody can really do this. I think we're pretty good here. All right. Let's go up around here. They're pretty tiny as of right now. They're like little crisscrossy things there, like this. You can go up, down, up like that. We'll come out this way. Now, very easy to do these. I don't necessarily have to add them up there where the fog is. They get a little bit larger, a little more directional as you get closer. So as you get a little closer, they get almost like a diamond pattern. You bring it all up into that green a little bit there. Like that, a little diamond shape. And this will represent more or less the shadows of these fellas. You can bring some of that all up in here if you want. That's truly up to you. All right, all up to you. I'm going to take a script liner. I was watching Diana, Earthly Yours with Diana, for the past couple hours. I was just sitting right here watching her. And usually, if somebody like that is on, and even though I'm ready to paint, I won't. If I remember, I won't necessarily go live. I'll just watch them paint. All right, we'll take a strip liner. We'll start adding in pretty much the tops of these guys. You can get them flowing, up to you how you want it done. Okay, I'll start adding little lines to it. You play around with your water. You can also, with this titanium, you can make it has to be really inky because titanium white's really thick paint. You can make trying to think of how to say it. You can your light source can be done with waves, is what I'm trying to say. Now see, if you get it too thin, it won't come out as opaque, so you have to play around with it. And you keep playing with it. I will use my finger to wipe some of that away. I'm coming up top here, really thin. And once again, you play around with it any way you want. I'm doing this in a way so if there's a novice or somebody who really don't, or who aren't comfortable with doing waves or haven't done them enough, you're really trying to paint motion. And right now, my skin, I'm just skimming right on the far away. I'm using the sides of the brush here. If you don't like what you see, wipe it away. It's all right. Come right on across there. We'll take Mr. Filbert. I'm going to get a little bit of white, put it into this watered area here. And we'll just block some of this in right up top here. Because I want some of that blue to show through. Right across the top. Try to keep it as even as you can. You can always correct it. Now I'm adding water along with this white. It gives you a chalky residue. Okay. Which is exactly what it's doing right now. Go a little bit heavier with the white. I'm gonna have to grab some more white. The top part of the wave is pretty sharp. You gotta be pretty comfortable with yourself and doing all of this. A little water. It's just a building up process thing there. Turn the brush over. I got more white on the other side. The most important thing of the wave right now is that it's just that top part down here. We're gonna blend and get some blue and white and blend it there. It gets a little darker toward the bottom. The filbert really is to get that top part. All right, I'm gonna go with a flatter brush now. No glycerin or any of that. It's just this is a synthetic 3/4 inch brush. All right, a little white, pop it in there. Slight touch of that blue. Slight touch of blue in there. We'll start to blend some things right above that white there, or right under it, right under the white, just like this. Pop it right in there. Let's get some titanium white here. And we're gonna go back to the top, right up here. Grab some from here, bring it back up here. Grab a little more if you can, and bring it right on across, right on across. Get some more titanium white if you can. Reach all the way to the end there. Okay. Go into your little sky blue color. It's going to mix in with your white. You basically want to stay away from the top up there. As long as it's still somewhat wet. See, you can bring that shading in there. And you don't really want a hard line. Go right on across. Get a little bit of water. Touching that blue. Right here on the bottom, all up in here. It's weird to do it with water, especially if you're used to doing it with glycerin. It is, but you get used to it. You'll get the hang of it. All right, Bruce. And I'm going in between the two colors here. The brush is somewhat wet. Get a little bit of blending going in there. Left and right. Go back into my little sky blue while the brush is wet. Going slightly right above that dark blue. Try to get it kind of rounded looking. And as I'm adding that light blue there, this is where you get to a lot of blending, because I'll be blending between the light blue and the darker blue down on the bottom. Darker blue is like almost like a little wedge there. The darker, the more solid you got it on the bottom, the other colors will start to round off and show through as you do it. And once again, it's just me really just blending all of this stuff in there. Clean off the brush, and like I said earlier, once you start to use water instead, you got a nice little window to do all of this blending. Short little window to blend it all together. You see the brush, or you see the paint starting to disappear off your brushes. You dip in and get some more. But you do it kind of, once again, do it kind of fast. The blend is nice once it's in there, but once it dries, it's dry. Okay, but there's a nice gradation from that white to the light blue to the dark blue down there. All right, clean off the brush. I'll take a little wedge of just super dark blue here. This brush maintains a pretty decent point. And we're going to just come under here, right underneath here. Underneath. It doesn't have to be really perfect. Thin, thick, thin, whatever. Nice dark line under there. But you see what that dark line does? Okay, you see how it kind of completes that roll? It's mainly, it's like a little special effect there that's going on. Alrighty, now that we've established such a nice dark the bottom half, to strengthen the top half, we'll just take some white and going right up to the top up there, right up here. Kind of play with it a little bit, put it right up in there. Turn your brush around. You want to maintain it really, really bright up there. You're really just focusing on the tippy top, the top part of the wave there. Like I said, this wave is the one that's crashing and got all the foam on the top. No, this is rolling over. Okay. Let's have it roll this way. We'll have it kind of find a direction and stay with it. Some of it rolls further down, some of it does not. Up to you. But once again, pick a direction and stay with it. And it's got to have that rolling look to it. Okay, very light with the brush. Tight letter C's. Overlap them. Some are really going down toward the bottom, some are not. Yeah, my fault. All right. Why is it doing that? Let me just get out of it. Back to live chat if it lets me. I'm going to take this brush, go into my dark blue, add a little bit of water to that dark blue and make a quick wash real fast. Like I said, this maintains a pretty decent edge, and I really want to emphasize that wave, so I'll make some of this darker and need some more water. So in order for me to really emphasize that wave up there, let's surround the top with a little more action there. Bring some of that blue all up in here too. Incorporate some of that dark blue in there. All right. Once again, you can add it in there if you would like, or leave it be. And this is more or less a wash that I'm adding, so it's just darkening what's already dark. As you can see, I'm not going entirely into that foam. Go underneath the foam, go in between the foam, but don't color in the foam. Just like that. We're gonna bring some of that love out here too a little bit. Pop some in there. I'm going right in between those light areas I've done. You guys can do this. Just like that, but now you see the action that's going on there. All right. But look how light it is back there. Okay, you still see some things happening there. You still got your little fog going on in there. All right, but there's no true solid water line per se happening over there. Okay, pull back a bit. Right about there. Excuse me. All right. Let's go with another filbert brush here. Let's get some foam happening. Let's go with a little bit of dark blue, a little bit of titanium white. And you're gonna start to kind of put your foam rolling in up in here. You're not gonna want to make all that dark underneath disappear. Some of it comes out, some of it pretty much goes up in here. I could probably do with the beard a little darker than that. As a matter of fact, much darker than that. Let's try that again. Yeah, something like that. That's good. I'm just going over what I previously did.
Did he eat?
Mm-hmm.
He at 4?
Yeah, at 4 o'clock. Sure did. He didn't miss a meal. You can bring some of that foam going out. Come up above, up in here. You make it a little bit higher if you want. Up to you. Make it interesting, you know. As a matter of fact, here, let me show you something. I always tend to do this anyway. I'll have one kind of crest right above that other wave, right here. Kind of pop a big one right there, just like that. All right. Okay. We'll use the same filbert. A little tip of titanium white. Okay. And we'll kind of, almost like making a cloud. Look at this, look. Come down in here a little bit. Kind of mix it in there. Another tip, you need really, really bright white. Tap it in there. And as you go in to that blue a little bit there, bring some of that out here like this. All right. But get your brightest stuff up above if you can. I'll scumble some of it too. Mix it in there. Some of that spray will kind of pop up past that wave a little bit. And you bring it back in, bring it back down in here a little. If you find you have a lot of paint, keep going elsewhere with it, and you can come back and rub the rest of it in there. Let's get some stuff rumbling right up in here, coming on down a little bit. Spread it out. Just in there a little. And you continue on. It's really how you perceive your wave, how you want it to look. Yeah, make it pretty interesting. I'm comfortable with the filbert knife doing all of this. You guys are a pretty silent crowd. It's just a tip of paint doing this. Remember this big fella right in here? Almost like you're doing a cloud. Remember this guy's going all up in here. Come out here. Get some going that way. Come on down. You know what? Let's give a twist to that one. I want a twist. Let's get a nice rim of stuff happening here. It gets thin. It's gonna twist and go the other way. And to twist it and go the other way, you're gonna put the bulk of that color opposite direction, and it's gonna come out this way. So now you got a little wavy twist here, and it's gonna kind of act a fool all up in here. Like that. And we'll kind of get things popping around in here a little bit. But mainly a little dark in there because of that twisted wave. This guy right in there. Let's get some white paint here. We'll put it right around in here somewhere. Nice little cut across. And we'll kind of grab it, press kind of hard here, left and right, and get some stuff rolling all up in there like that. Come here. You can kind of like the formation of an S or something, but you see how it's breaking apart? Okay. I'm kind of going heavy on one edge of the light, so it's pushing a lot of that towards here. I'm going heavy here. It's just squeezing it and pushing it out that way. Pretty neat how that happens, right? I squeeze hard on one corner, it smashes and goes the other way. Let's have it kind of come off this way and just meet its friend up there like that. That's pretty cool, right? Let me show you something else. I can get away with it with a little bit of dark blue. I'll use a script liner for this because we're almost out of here. I'll use the rigger brush for this. I'll just use a deep blue. I can kind of get away with it with a deep blue, I guess. All right. We could get a little baby shadow going around, like so. It'll come around here, right up in here, just like that. See, I'll get away with it with a little bit of this blue, a little bit of dark here. Like I say, a little baby shadow, little cast shadow down there. You don't have to do it as thick as I'm doing it, but once again. Okay. I ended up picking a little bits of white up, and I didn't want that, but I'm using the tip of the brush. That's the thinnest line, is the tip of the brush here. If you pick up a little white, get rid of it. And I'm using the tip of the brush. I'll go here. Like that. Where it starts to curve a little bit. Something of that nature. All right. Let's go back to our friendly little filbert. Let's get a little touch of white. Just a little touch. Once again, we're going to do that dry brush thing, and we'll put a little bit of mist all up in here to the trees. Right up in here. Go mist it right out into the ocean there. A little bit of that love right into the ocean a little bit there. It's just another plane of mist and fog right up in here. It's coming right in off the sea there. It's really just a dry brush. Very light. Caress the canvas a little. Come on up here a little bit. But it basically goes straight across. Some of it peaks, some of it does not. But you can see the direction it's going. All of this adds a lot of depth and dimension to your work. As long as it's going straight across, you got your eye perceives all of this, so you got a nice little level of where your mist is coming from. Of course, you got to have a little stronger white when you're dealing with white and bright objects in there. All right, but you see, the mist is rolling in off the little lake here. Okay, now once again, because the sky and that mountain's so close in color, okay, and you got the mist rolling in, once again, it's that much further back, okay. So hopefully what I'm showing you makes a little sense to you, and once again I'm doing it in a way that I think you guys can really grasp what I'm doing, I hope. All right, let's get a little bit of water on this stiff hog's hair flat brush. And we're going to come here by the wave and pop some love up in here anymore. Paint and a little touch more white. You put it in there. I don't have enough white or what? I don't think so. Isn't this something? One of the last bits of art and you ran out of some of the main paint you need. Isn't it sad? But I'd rather do it that way than to have too much paint and you're already done. It just constitutes a big waste. All right, I just need bigger drops, that's all. And these might be just big enough. Yep, there we go. Pop them in there. Let's get some more. The drops are larger, especially where everything's kind of meeting. You got a lot of spray going on in those areas there. All right, I think we got some stuff going on down below here. Okay, all in here. It's got some things happening where you see it churning around. So 90% of this thing isn't covered in spray. Just where the water's kind of churning around and acting silly. Nobody's not talking to me. I'm just cleaning my hand off. This is redundant. I don't even know why I'm doing this. Probably because I'm so close to the end of this. Let's get some more brown. I know I had gotten rid of the brown I did have. It's a little touch of brown there. Let's get a small palette knife. Let's mix the rest of that blue in there. That blue and brown. Ouch. Need a little darker than that. So we'll bust out a little, just a little touch of red. Need to deepen the color a little bit. Keep doing it. I don't think I got enough blue left to make any big difference, but it's all right. I'm not ready for it. Here, let's try a little bit of this. But I need more dark, so let's kind of kill that color a little bit. The green, if you got more red in it, the green darken it a tad there. All right, it's a deeper brown. That's okay. I'm gonna make a wash out of that real quick and blend some darkness down here. It's just more of a sense of depth than anything. So I'll get a little bit of this brown. I'm running out of space to do stuff here, and then I'll just kind of darken it there. See that? See? And then because I don't have paint on the top, so I'll just lightly fade some of that. Just like so. Alright, I just need it a little darker. And once again, I'll kind of crisscross and blend it like that. I kind of like it there, like that. It's okay. Alright, we're near to the 90, a little bit over the 90-minute mark, so I'm not too disappointed in myself. Wow, running out of little space. I don't, might be a little too much. Just need a little bit here, and we're just kind of go back over this a little bit. Just bring that there. Bring that back out a little bit. Wherever I might need to pop some of that highlight back. Just like that. Bring it out there a little. Make that disappear. Alright, something like that. You still see the little speckles and stuff. I just needed that a little darker. That's all. I don't have enough. I really should use a script liner instead of the rig brush, but I can't seem to find where the rig brush is right now. It's somewhere around there. I'll throw in a little touch of green stuff right in here a little bit. I'll just kind of pop a little something in there like that. A few bits of whatever green I have it come out this way a little. All right. I'll put a few bigger ones in here. Just a few. The rigger brush, it just gives you thicker, as you can see, thicker leaves there. Alright, yes, that's cool. I'll put some darker ones in here. Kind of saying hello to everybody. Okay. Thank you, Rob. I didn't know you were driving, Sonia. A little bit of white into the green. Get some water in there. Brighten it up a little bit. Get some more white. Actually, let's stick around this area here. And we'll highlight a few of these guys. It may appear white, but it's not. It's actually got green in it, but it's just color relation. You're surrounded by a bunch of dark stuff, so it may appear white, but it's not. Where is my, I think my other brush is hiding. I think I buried it. seem to find it. I know I had it. Ah, there you are. I should just tape the handle so I can easily spot you. All right, let's go. Let's put a name on it here. Once again, this is more or less an of atmosphere than anything else. I haven't really drawn too much water scenes. Water scenes, the way I really would like to do them, it will just take too long. I'll put my signature back to my usual spot, to my left. There. All right, let's remove the tape. Let's see what we got here. Let's get rid of this. Now I taped it on the bottom this time, but we can get rid of this guy. It just peels right off. There. Put your right here. You can see where it got ripped open by the palette knife. No big thing. No biggie. It's all right. There. No fuss, no muss. Away it goes. Okay. Good as new. Ready for the next shot. Let's expand this so you guys can see exactly how large it actually is. Let's go to camera number 1. All right, we'll make that disappear. Goodbye. Yeah, there you go. Okay, let's take the tape off. Once again, I use tape on the edges because it gives me a nice, clean, professional look if I do it right. All right, but that's the only reason why I tape the edges. You know, if you put this in a frame, obviously it won't matter, but the edges being taped. But there you go. All right. Once again, I'm still dealing with that atmospheric stuff, which is why I did such an extremely light background. It looks all hazed out and all fogged out back there. Adding the mist here just adds to the effect you're trying to get back there. Okay, a lot more detail and stuff going on here in the little jungle. Threw in the tree trunks here. Okay, they're all up in there. So little cute little details. We accentuated the waves with more pockets of dark in there. Got the triangular like shapes going on. We still highlight the caps. They're back there away, so you're not gonna really see too much like super detail with them. Okay, we got another layer of mist coming in off the water, going across the island there into the trees. All right, obviously you got the wave. Now this guy is rolling in. Okay. You could have put the striations of the action away, but you really wouldn't need to because all your action's down here. Okay, it's bright up here, darker down there, so you already got that sense of depth of something rolling in there. Okay, we got our little bits of stuff rolling in up in here, whatever. I could have put more here, you know, and even got a shade of white and covered it so that it, you know, all that frothy stuff, it's just a glaze of white in here that would have given that appearance. I could have glazed it all in here, as a matter of fact, and had the same effect. If I'd have thought about it, I'd have done it before I destroyed the but yeah, all this is a nice little glaze of white in there. Your brown still would have shown through, but it would have added to this even more. Okay, so yeah, I could have thought about that also. Okay, Oh, what else? I think really that is about it as far as this picture is concerned. I think I did all I wanted to show you guys with this painting. So, well, thank you, Our Hearts with Art. I appreciate you. You got a whole scenario there for me, Rob on the road. But all right, I'll take a picture of this, make a thumbnail of it. It will be posted on Facebook and Instagram. You guys know the spiel. All right, I think that's really about it. Thank you, Marilyn. Appreciate you. Like I said, if I did do it again, I wouldn't forget the frothy, foamy. You know, all this really is just a glaze of white in here, or white, blue. I probably would have done light blue and then put the white on top of it, almost like you would do a snow scene. Okay, and it would look pretty cool. But yeah, it's all dry. Everything's dry. Everything's cool. Okay, so everything's you know, that's it. So, all right. I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. I shall see you when I see you. I think Bruce is on tonight at 7 o'clock. So we got about an hour, 10 minutes. I believe he's on. So, no birds? No, it's birdless today. Oh, Sweet Stacks. No birds. Already cleaned off the pallet and everything. This one's birdless. Not one flying mammal. Not one flying reptile. Nope. But yeah, I could have put a small flock in here somewhere. That would have been. Well, you know what? Hey, hold up. I don't know if this pen might be too big. It's one of my cheating pens. I think it's too big for a. I think it's way too big. Let's see. Yeah, this might be a little large. This might be a little big. Let's see. No, I can get away with it. I can get away with a few. Only because Fleece Stack said I should have a few in there. But I can put them in there. And with an acrylic pen, I can put them in there quite easily. And I'll put them right here in this corner. Pop some down here. But I want a group of them. Have some crisscrossing each other. Like that. This is Fleece Stack's fault because I would have signed off already. They're in there, but they're very, very light, obviously. So you'd barely see them. But they are in there. Yeah, let's put a few up in here. Coming this way. Just a few though. Oh, I have one kind of crisscrossing there, like that. Put one right in the dark there, like so. See, you'll barely see them, but they're up there. Put a couple tiny ones hanging around up there, like that. All right, we got a batch there. We got a few over there. You know, I never realized it, but this marker smells too. Yeah, we'll have one going up in there, around there like that. All right, but there's a batch of them over here. Like I say, you really don't see. I don't even think they're gonna photograph well. Just have to see how I photograph them. But they're in there now. there, definitely in there now. You would figure I would sign my name with one of those things too, right? I do have a thinner one somewhere around there. But yeah. All right, it's going on 6 o'clock. If Bruce is scheduled to come on, if he does come on, it'll be in another hour, a little over an hour. So, but all right, guys, I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Thank you for the bird idea, there, Sleestacks. I shall see you guys when I see you. Until next time.